Hi guys.
Yo,
Yo. Is that what this
peace.
is? Is that a letter Y? Yeah.
No, that's peace.
The letter Y stands for yo.
Peace.
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 Shouldn't be peace be like this.
No,
Because that's
this is peace.
division. This is peace.
Sometimes that's what causes peace.
Oh, okay, I guess you're right. That's true. Well, then this needs to be like this.
Usually, in my experience,
This should be
this
like
causes
that.
conflict. This causes peace.
We need this. This should be peace then. This is peace.
Wow. All right.
Wow.
Welcome to this. I don't know what this is yet.
Welcome to Don't Worry Wednesday. This is the show where we did that, and
Where we
also,
did that, and we continue to do this and that
Mhm.
and the other thing and
That's right.
whatnot.
And deal with it. Young
Yeah.
Leos, nice to see you. Thank you for being here with us. Hope you're doing all right. I hope your math tests and all that go well. That's a what's the word? It's a hard thing to do is math. Honestly, I was trying to do some math yesterday, and it's like high complicated geometrical math, and yeah, it was very much above me.
Wow.
And I was learning about things like kurtosis. Even though anyone knows what that is, that's okay.
I don't know what it
either.
is.
I don't know what it is either.
But you just did a bunch of math about it.
Yeah, well,
You must be pretty serious about this thing you don't know, because if you're doing math about it,
that part's not geometry. Yeah. Yeah. No, I was like kurtosis, matrices. I remembered what matrices were. I did a couple of those. And yeah. Yep. So
matrices. It's like the matrix, plural.
Yeah, there are matrices. That's right.
Matrices.
Matrices.
Matrices. Matrices.
Well, they did have several, what do you call it? Installments of the Matrix. So can we really call it the Matrix, or should we call it the matrices?
Good question.
Except
for the movie is about a singular thing called the Matrix.
Well, have you seen the matrices?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
All four of them.
All four. I've seen all four matrices.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're all about one matrix.
I usually say Matrix movies, which is a lot more syllables. Actually, it's only one more syllable.
Yeah, it's only one. Not a big deal. But there's a letter V in there. And the letter V is a little bit harder than the letter S. Well, not really. The V is easy, actually. V doesn't take it.
They're kind of the same.
They're about the same, yeah. F. The F is a hard one, though. Takes more out of the lung.
Dude, I'm telling you, you want to learn how to get air out of your lungs. Learn German.
German.
I understand. I understand why they talk louder than everybody else in the world, because you have to project in order to get some of these sounds out of your mouth. Like they're I would say this. I would say the sound, but it's like what they have for R. It's this,
Yeah, and it doesn't even come through the mic. It just
so you can't.
The mic was like, that's not a word, and then it just stops you. I heard like the very beginning part and the end part, but everything in the middle was gone.
Right. No, it's crazy.
So German people must have a difficult time speaking on Discord with each other, because it's constantly like taking them out. But they probably.
Well, I don't know. But see, because it's usually in the middle of a word, so it's like "Frau."
Oh, okay.
Or something like that.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that means.
But not if it's at the end of a word. Only if it's in the middle of a word.
Okay.
If it's at the end of the word, the R is silent. But yeah. I don't know.
Then why is it there?
There's just a lot of extra. There's a lot of extra force involved in a lot of the pronunciations.
If the R is at the end of the word, if the R at the end of the word is silent, why is it there?
I don't know. Vasa.
You don't know.
That ends with a word, or it ends with the letter R. Vasa.
Okay. What happens if you take the R out?
Then it'd be Vasa.
Oh. Okay. Okay. So it does change the sound a little bit. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. Thanks for the German.
You're welcome.
Welcome to Don't Worry Wednesday, guys. We have a very, very limited amount of topics but I'm gonna give the opening and we'll go there. So this is Don't Worry Wednesday. This is the show where we talk about the problems, the issues, the worries on your mind. And we do our best to help walk beside you and give you some encouragement, some perspective, and so on from our own lives. We aren't professional psychologists, psychiatrists, or anything along those lines. Neither are we a substitute for such. But we can walk with you for a short way as a friend, as you go through whatever it is you go through. If you want to submit a topic, you can go to don'tworrywednesday.com and submit a topic there, or you can just type it out in the chat, I suppose. It wouldn't be a criminal offense. Yeah. So thank you. Thanks, Saule.
Hey, Saule, you're awesome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So right now I'm going to look at the order, the topics to be processed. Okay, we don't have any. So that means you guys are going to get stuck with these topics today if no one submits anything better or different. Not that these are worse necessarily, but we've got, here are the topics. Are you guys ready? This is what we got. Is Joe win the Joe win Joe? That's topic number 1. That was submitted by Joe. But it really wasn't. It was submitted probably by, I believe it was submitted by Yozua. The next topic we've got is, what is Skibbity Toilet Lore? From Ryan. But I didn't write the topic. I believe it was also Yozua. And then the last one says, it's a little out of, a little late for us to cover, but we can cover it for next year. It's titled Santa Claus. And the one who submitted the topic was Christmas, all in caps. Actually, the topic summary of that one is, what is the true meaning of Christmas?
We could totally do that.
We could do that
we
one.
Could talk about the true meaning of Christmas.
That one, that's a pretty good one.
It's not as seasonal as it was a few months ago.
Yeah, it might be a little late, but hey guys, we can talk about Christmas if you want. So why don't we just start with that? It's because, hey, at least that's something. It's good. Good. What is the true meaning of Christmas? I like how the topic summary is the exact same as the question. But I'm gonna put the topic up on the screen for everybody, just because that's what we do. Hey guys, go. You guys see that? It says this is our topic. This is our topic. It's titled Christmas. Sorry, and the submission was from Santa Claus. I got that backwards. Okay.
Oh, the submission was from Santa Claus. Santa Claus sent it.
Santa Claus. Saint Nick wants to know what is the true meaning of Christmas? What is the true meaning of Christmas from Saint Nick? All right. That's a great question, Santa Claus. You know what? I'd be interested to see what Santa Claus had to say about Santa Claus.
Like the actual Santa Claus?
Yes.
The actual historical Santa Claus, St. Nicholas, who got in a fight.
Yeah, punched a dude.
And punched a dude in the face.
Yeah. Well, he was a priest, so he was kind of allowed to do it.
Yeah,
that's not how that goes.
Allowed to punch people in the face.
That's not how that works. Yeah, I'm sure he was. I'm sure he was justified, though. I believe the story goes that he was pretty well justified for punching a dude.
Well,
in the
he
face.
was mad. It was what, Arius? Or
something?
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, the Arian.
The Aryan heresy.
Heresy.
Not Aryan as far as like the Aryan race. You know,
right.
when you hear about like Nazi Germany, but it's like, I don't even remember what the Aryan heresy. There's this guy named Arius who had some kind of weird, like religious idea that was apparently wrong, and so they got all up in his grill about it.
Aryan Wow, my brain just went.
Which doesn't have anything to do with Christmas, I don't think.
No, it has nothing to do with Christmas.
I think it was some really weird technical thing. Like,
I believe it had something to do with the Holy Spirit, but I don't know, like the Trinity, but no, that could be wrong. Arianism, named after its major proponent, Arius, it is considered heretical by most modern mainstream branches. Yeah, but what is it? Oh, it is. It is the one that rejects the traditional notion of the Trinity.
Okay. All right.
So
it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. It considers Jesus to be a creation of God and therefore distinct from God. It is named after its major proponent. Okay. There you go. Arianism. We learned about Arianism instead of Christmas. We could do better. Learn about Christmas. So, you know what? This is a good topic, and I know a man who has experience with Christmas, and maybe even the true meaning of it. So I'm gonna give it over to that man. That man is Joe. Joe Anderson. He's with us right here, right today.
I have a red Santa Claus shirt on.
He has a red shirt on, so you know it's right. You know it's time.
It's time. Oh my gosh, we're gonna talk about Christmas.
Take it away, man.
Christmas.
so seasonal.
Man, Christmas. We're in the middle of Lent.
Okay, no. Not even July yet. Can't even be Christmas in July.
I know.
Maybe we should have waited.
I know, it's crazy. Maybe, I don't know. But it was like we were very limited on options, you know. So like here we are.
They do say,
and we'll just get it out of the way. It's really quick. What's that?
I was gonna say they do say that there are what's the word?
Bird is the word.
Bird is the word, but not the word I'm looking for. Oh. There are notions. There are historians that point to the idea that Jesus was born in springtime. They base this off of the idea that the shepherds were in the fields during spring, because in the winter they would not have been in the fields because it's too cold. However, there's no reason it couldn't have been in winter, because there's no reason they couldn't have been out in the snow or in the cold. It's just that they didn't tend to be. So it's not exactly a known or full 100% guarantee, but it is near spring for you guys. Getting closer. And so then maybe it is slightly topical. So slightly to some degree. That's the best I can stretch it. There you go.
Okay.
All right. Take it away.
All right. Well, Christmas, I believe, is a shortened version of two words, Christ and Mass. And it's a abbreviation for the Mass that celebrates the birth of Christ. And so like that's kind of where, okay, Christmas is, you know, the Christ Mass. And so like that's kind of where the origin of the word came from. And as far as the day is concerned, they kind of just picked a day. I don't know. Some of the holidays that have become Christian holidays were originally holidays in different pagan cultures that meant something else. And so like, because everybody was celebrating on that day, as you know, Christians would move in and then other people would be drawn to them and, you know, and become Christians and whatnot. They would keep those celebration days, but then make them mean, you know, something different. And that's the one that became the one for the birth of Christ. I don't think anybody really knows when the birth of Christ was, as far as what day. I don't think anybody knows that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, so Easter's a lot more easy to you know, pinpoint as far as when it was, like the date, because it involves Passover, and that involves, you know, the lunar cycle, and so like there's always, you know, so that's why Easter's on a different day every year. But Christmas is a little bit different. But what's the true meaning of Christmas? It was to celebrate the birth of Christ. That's it.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what else you like.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
That sounds right. That's spot on. Actually, I have
But what did it become though? It became some crazy, weird, commercialized thing.
yeah, I don't know, man.
That's
This is
weird.
interesting.
And
So
Hallmark movies and stuff like that.
I recently heard from a pretty reputable source, which is wow, my brain today can't function quite right. I believe it's no, it's not Pines with Aquinas. I don't know. One of the guys that did Catholic Answers.
Huh?
You know the two gentlemen that did Catholic Answers together for a long time.
There were a bunch of them.
Yeah, I
There's
know.
Jimmy Akin and Tim Staples and
Yeah, not
Patrick
that.
Coffin.
Nope, neither of those three.
Patrick Coffin was the host for a long time.
Yeah, that's right. And it's a good, whoever it is a good buddy of Aiken. Arn. Can't think of his name. It doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Anyways, he does his own little YouTube show, and he basically just kind of does rebuttals against like like modern mainstream stuff and whatever. Anyways, he was talking about how the idea that Christmas was created because of the pagan religions and picked because it overlapped with other religions, and the idea is that that Christians saw pagans celebrating, and so to convert them they picked the same day to try to help them ease into a new religion, and so on and so forth, something like that. And according to this individual, that's actually historically unlikely, because if you look at the history, we have Christmas as an event predating any of the pagan holidays that were on the same day. So if we look back and we try to find information about, well, when was the first time we can see anything being celebrated on this day? And it's basically Christmas. And after that, it's like, oh, then like a couple hundred years later, this pagan religion started doing it on their religious ceremony on the same day.
So
it's like,
so it was the other way around.
Yeah, we find it's kind of the other way around. The Romans practiced something on that day too, and it was in response to Christianity having a specific day. It was kind of interesting because I had thought that Christmas was celebrated on the equinox, so that means it would have been
it would have been a solstice, though.
Yeah, solstice. You're right. Yeah, a solstice.
No, wait, no.
Is it?
Well, wait though. When is the winter equinox?
It isn't on the. I think it's on the 23rd.
Because winter is a solstice. Spring and fall are equinoxes.
Oh, it works like that. Thank you.
And then summer solstice and winter solstice. Yeah, winter has a solstice. Thank you.
Thank you. I said equinox because I just kind of thought they all meant the same thing. Sorry.
I mean, equinox does mean the same thing, but it'd be December 21st, I think, is the
yeah,
winter
you're
solstice.
right. Yep, December 21st. And so I had assumed, oh, it's had something to do with the rising of the sun. You know, it's starting to become this. You know, the sun is finally getting longer in the year, so that's why they picked this date, and that's why all the pagans picked that same date. No, that's not correct. That was actually several days earlier. So, and it's not always on the same date, the solstice.
It's not?
I think it fluctuates depending on the year, like 1 or 2 days.
Oh.
I could be wrong about that. That could be wrong, but
I've never heard that before.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because of
that doesn't.
Yeah. Typically on the 21st of a month, but it does float a little bit due to our calendar being weird. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
so
we got a weird calendar, man. We gotta have leap years and stuff in there. Man.
Well, thank the Romans. They're crazy.
Thanks, Romans.
Yeah. Why?
Crazy Romans. Thanks for crazy Romanism.
You know what? You know what? You know what? I just want to say this. This is my gripe with the calendar. They could have done this. So if you look at the months and you go, how many days does each month have, right? And we come up with this rhyme that's not even a rhyme to figure out what has what. But if you look at it, it's almost perfect. Okay, I'm just gonna pull it up. It's almost perfect, but then it gets destroyed. Here, okay. How many days in each month? List. All right, hold on real quick. I'm just gonna pull this list up for myself.
How many days in each month?
Yeah.
It's easy. January, February, March, April, May, June, July. You're not paying attention. It is this, right?
Okay.
Your knuckles and in between your knuckles. January,
Okay.
February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And the ones that are your knuckles are 31-day months.
Yes.
The ones that are the in-between are 30-day months, except for February.
Yes, this is what I wanted to say. This is
28.
This is what's really annoying too. It's wrong in two ways. Okay, so we've got. I just wanna list. Okay, here we go. So this is what's annoying to me. We've got it's like almost lovely, but it's not. 31, 28, 31, 30, 31, 30, 31, 31 again. Why two 31s in a row? You kidding me? Okay, fine. Let's just continue. Okay, 30, 31, 30, 31, 31 again because it's the new year. You could have just swapped those 2 months around and we would have had a consistent 30, 31, 30, 31, 31, 30, 31 the whole way through.
February. Except for February.
Except for February. But we would have been fine because we had look, I mean, there's 12 months. Why did you guys decide, there's 12 months. It would have worked out perfectly if you just went back and forth every month. But instead,
they couldn't do that.
Stinking July, they had to change it. They didn't need to. It doesn't change anything if they don't, It would have been just fine if they added the days would have been the same amount. The days would have been the same amount if they didn't need to do July like that, and they didn't need to mess with the whole thing. Just fix July and the rest of them after, and then then all the months are easier to remember because then it's just all the odd months are 31, all of the even months are 30, except for February, which is 28. Because that's weird, but whatever. Hey, that's
but it gives
way
you a
easy
spot for the leap year, right? Because then you put the 29th, you put an extra day in February. February's got room for some extra days, so you can put your extra one there.
Yeah,
So
that's my gripe with it. It could have been so simple. Even days are 30, odd months are 31. There you have it, guys. So solved. No, because stinking July, they had to add an extra day there and then remove the next one for the next month.
Mm-hmm.
Mix it all around. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. You know what we need to do? We need to fix our calendar and get rid of daylight savings.
We do need to do that. We just switched in America by ourselves. Everybody else is switching a different time.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to wait a little while before we do ours.
Yeah. Silly. Silly Americans, man.
All right, well.
Silly daylight savings time in general. Silly different time zones. I don't know. There should just be one time zone.
Oh, yeah. At this point, who cares? Because it's always, I've considered that before, too. I'm like, why not just make one time zone? Now that we're a whole international, everybody kind of talks to each other, not perfectly, but still to some degree. Just make one time zone, and everyone's working out of the same time zone. When you say 1 o'clock p.m., everybody knows exactly what that means. Sure, for you, 1 o'clock p.m. is in the middle of the night, but you're like, you know what that means. For you, your cycle is from, I don't know, 3 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's your cycle, whatever. And it's or someone else's is, different time. It's that'd be great. No issue by me. I mean, I used to live that life anyways. Waking up in the middle of the night and having a whole day and going to bed in the middle of the day.
it's weird to me because it seems like Eastern Standard Time is like kind of like the domineering time zone.
It does seem that way.
Because even around the world, and in the United States, there's like this whole deal of, like it's such and such time and it's such and such time Eastern, or
Yeah.
Eastern / whatever. And I don't know why that is, but yeah, like that's
I have to imagine New York, maybe.
probably actually, yeah.
But well, I mean, the whole East Coast is very populated. Obviously, the West Coast is too.
The biggest city in the United States is Eastern Standard Time, and probably like, I mean, when you look at that, I mean, the Eastern Seaboard is
it's
a bunch of big cities,
and it includes even all the way out to obviously like Detroit and Louisville, Kentucky, and so there's like a lot of big cities. Yeah. Florida,
Crazy.
all of Florida, Phoenix, no, not Phoenix. Sorry, Miami. Miami. Whatever. They're both hot.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it probably comes to New York City, back in the World Trade Centers. Yeah, we're a huge deal. Yeah, but we still continue to this day. Eastern Standard Time.
It's weird.
Everybody's on that mark. Weird.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought that was just because I grew up in Eastern, but like then like later on in life, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah," in Eastern. It still happens. Like everybody knows what time it is.
But there are some rebels. There are some rebels in this whole deal, because like now I'll get emails for like, master classes or online seminars or whatever, and they'll just be like, "Okay, it's such and such a time Pacific."
And
so like,
and then you're like, did you mean
so California is trying? They're really trying.
They mean specific.
Specific, yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, specifically Pacific. Yeah. Well, anyways, there you go. That's Christmas for you. I don't know.
Just explain Christmas.
Yeah, based on what I've heard, I wish I could remember what his name is. Anyways, based on what I've heard, the historical evidence points to that Christianity didn't pick that day or try to override other pagan holidays. In fact, it could have been more likely the other way around. But it doesn't really matter, because in the end, it's just a holiday where we celebrate Jesus' birth. Birth of the Messiah.
Yep. But now we give each other presents, and I think that probably started because of the, the wise men and their gifts and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, probably.
Now it's just expected. What do you want for Christmas?
Yeah,
what are you gonna get?
It's not even a question.
Get somebody for Christmas. It's just like,
Yeah. I'm sure there are people out there who don't do any gifts on Christmas, and they're like, screw the capitalism or whatever they were saying. Screw the commercialism. Yeah. But generally, everybody just like expected to get gifts for everyone around them.
I know, it's crazy.
And then everyone freaks out because they're like, I have no finances anymore because of Christmas, and then no one, you're
paying for it till July.
That's right. Yeah. What a world we live in.
I know, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Crazy. So guys, if you got a topic for us to talk about, let us know. You can let us know in the chat. August, I see you're here, and I think you have a topic in our queue, but you said don't do it yet or something.
Yeah.
So
it remains what do you call that?
I didn't even process it.
Yeah. But we have it.
Yep. We got it, and we could do it, but we could just talk about some other stuff. So, like, how you guys doing?
Yeah, how you guys doing? Are you guys having a good time today? Is there something going on today?
I know Ryan was having a good time today because I texted him. I'm like, hey, we got to start an hour earlier. I forgot to tell you. You're like, oof.
No, I said I'd be.
But you were right here. Yeah, you were right there. I was impressed.
Trent Horn.
I was like, Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Trackhorn. Yeah, you're welcome. That's the guy that was the name of the guy I was looking for.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry, go on.
I don't.
Okay.
Whatever.
Anyways, yeah, daylight savings happens. I got here, no problem. I was awake but in bed. I've been awake for like 30 minutes. So,
Okay.
or maybe more.
Yeah. Well, sorry to disrupt your time lying awake in bed.
Oh, no, it was good, man. Great. Great.
It's like, get up. Time to get up. I know it's too early.
Oh, this cup. I don't know if I can catch that.
I
Wow.
can see the steam rising off it.
Is not steam.
Or
It's
it
just
looked
the
like.
sun.
Oh, it's the sun.
Yeah, see this? And then
It's so bright.
so
Oh,
bright.
yeah.
Oh, it's so bright. Like literally it turned everything in my screen black. The
Dang.
golden cup.
Yep. Now you're gone.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you have it.
Yep.
Do we have any new topics? If we don't, we'll just have
I
to
don't
start
think
coming
so.
up with some.
Well, yeah, we'll just talk about some stuff. Anybody got something? Oh, Sally wants to know what image is on the mug.
Oh, it's just flowers. And
Just
twigs.
flowers.
Flowered
Flowers
twigs.
and
There you go.
twigs.
Well, it's hard to get
Yep.
it to focus because it's so bright. But
You could tell Ryan lives with a woman now. There's flowers on his cup.
she didn't pick
Until
these
I
cups.
don't.
She didn't pick these cups.
Oh.
Her sister lived in this house before we did, so her sister picked.
So
I don't live with her sister. No,
No.
no, the cups that we pick are adorable and cute, and then you'd probably still say the same thing, like, yeah, fair enough, but yeah.
I have plain. I like
Yeah.
plain.
You like plain. I like plain.
I like plain stuff.
Well, what we like is glass. Actually, you probably wouldn't. Now that I think about it, you probably wouldn't know that a woman lives with me in the sense that if usually we've got these big mugs that are made out of glass and they're double plated glass so that the outside can be touchable while the inside is burning hot. And that's usually what I drink my coffee out of in the mornings. And usually what I have here on Don't Worry Wednesday. You see me. So that's the cup that she picked. So she likes practical. It's good.
Practical.
She likes practical,
That's
but she
good.
also likes cute. So she likes practical and cute. We have both.
You have practically cute stuff.
We might even have.
I mean, that thing's practically cute.
That is practically
like,
cute.
Not quite, but it's practically
yeah, that's right. That's right. Does that mean like practically? Okay, so does that mean like in practice? So it's like that's cute in practice, but out in the real world.
But IRL, let's
see. Yeah. Maybe that's what that means, practical, in practice. No, because practical means it's like, well, so practically I feel is very different than practical. Because practical means it's
I know.
Like,
isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Weird English stuff, man.
English,
like,
that's weird.
I'm telling you.
Practically is like almost the opposite of practical. Yeah. Because it's not practical usually.
Yeah, because practical is in practice, right? Like,
yeah, I guess
when you do something and like, I guess you could say practically, it would be done. Like you would do it, do the action rather than theoretical.
Yeah,
it's practical.
Yeah,
right? Theoretical is like you thought it up and is like a theory, and then practical is like you put it into practice and you did it. But like, yeah, but practically we use that word as well.
We usually use that to denounce things.
As an example, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's practically done.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like, yeah. Yeah, we usually use it as to denounce something or to
right
to undermine something.
Or it'd be like it's almost there, but not quite.
Right. Yeah. Weird. English is weird.
Yeah.
All the languages are weird, though. All of them are weird.
They do. They all got their weird stuff.
There's especially English. That stuff's
like
weird.
From England.
Yeah.
English from England.
Yeah, English from England.
Yeah,
it's far more messed up than American English. Tell you what, because the French. The French came and they adopted some
thinking French.
And then the high class was like, let's start adding H's to things where they weren't before, and so we don't pronounce them, but they have the H's because they started saying them that way in England. So we started adding them. Weird. So weird.
Weirdos.
There are a few cases where they've got it right and we've got it wrong in America. Just a few. You know which one? This one's super surprising. This one's super surprising. No, in America we get it right most of the time when it comes to English language, which is weird.
Oh.
Which is weird because we get most things wrong, but we got the English right. This one's really weird to me. Aluminium. Guess what?
Yeah, it's aluminum.
Guess what? The original pronunciation of aluminium, the farthest dated back pronunciation of that word, was aluminum.
Like how we pronounce it.
Like how we pronounce it.
Aluminum.
Yeah, the guy who created it, he called it aluminum. Then, later, he was like, I don't think it should be aluminum. He changed it to be aluminum. He changed it to aluminum. So he was originally aluminum, and then later in life, he was like, I don't like aluminum. I'm going to start saying it differently. I'm going to start calling it aluminum. And then somehow later, people are like, well, that doesn't make sense. We should change it to be more in line with the other elements. So we'll do a neum instead. So aluminium. And that became aluminium, even though it should have been aluminium. But they changed the A sound, so aluminium. And then somehow along this whole thing, Americans just kept with the original and just said, we're just going to keep it aluminum.
Aluminum.
Yeah.
It's so much better. Yeah. I like it.
So
Meanglios has in the chat, I think I improved a little bit on the thing I had a topic on last week, but I still struggle with my discrete math homework and still have a habit of playing Marvel Rivals when I'm not motivated. Yeah, I understand that. I've gotten into Marvel Rivals a little bit.
Yeah, I was wondering if you would.
I really liked Overwatch, and so they're kind of similar, but yeah. My oldest son is really into Marvel Rivals, and so we'll play together. But that's fun. Who's your character, Meanglios? Who's your favorite? Because I'll tell you mine. Mine's Rocket Raccoon.
That sounds like a fun one. Yeah, honestly, I would probably play that character too. I don't even know what he does, but that's a great one.
He's a healer. He's a support.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fun.
And so you know how I am. I always kind of gravitate toward the supports because that's just I don't know. I'm not that good at.
They take the most skill.
A lot of times. Yeah, that's why.
That's right.
That's exactly why. No, it's like most of the time people are not thinking about. Yes, Luna Snow. All right, yeah, and apparently Luna Snow's a really powerful healer. Like I was like, I should try and figure her out. And she's like a musician. And has got some Lucio-esque stuff going on. And it's so funny because anytime I talk to my kids or, a lot of people about Marvel Rivals, it becomes this thing about, okay, well, their ult is kind of like Zenyatta's, but it's, a little, and so you start doing all this comparison to, Overwatch. And so, but yeah. Rocket Raccoon can do a lot of healing, and I usually end up having the most healer in the lobby because I can just like he's got
because he can heal.
You can just shoot healing orbs out all the time, and I'll do like 6 damage and have like 25,000 healing.
I love that. That's good. Hey, that's great.
Yes, healers are good. Yes, but yeah, Luna Snow's pretty good. That's one of the ones that my son keeps trying to tell me. He's like, you should learn Luna Snow. Luna Snow is like one of the better healers. I'm like, dude, have you seen my numbers? He's like, it's not all about numbers, Dad. Like,
The numbers don't lie.
Yeah. August.
It's been
All
a
right,
disaster
cool.
for you.
August pretty much only plays supports too. There's something special about getting to support your team in that role. Yes.
Mm.
And the other thing that's great about being a support, is that you always get blamed for the loss.
That's right.
Always.
True.
It's like,
True.
where's my heals?
Yeah. How come I wasn't healing enough? Why were you taking damage?
Right? Yeah. There was a wall. You could stand behind the wall and not take damage, and then you wouldn't even need me. Like,
Yeah. What were you thinking? Yeah, supports get blamed for everything. Yeah.
We do all the time. Where's my heals? Where's my heals, dude? I healed you a ton. It's just like when it's you versus 4 other people and they're all shooting at you. My healing can never overcome that.
If it did, there'd be a problem with this game. Yeah.
Right. When you started playing comp, you got blamed for the loss a lot. Yeah. Okay. I've never played competitive Marvel Rivals, but I've only just played unranked.
When I read comp, I thought you meant like versus computers. And I was like, the computers are yelling at you.
No, yeah.
Because comp is short for computer.
That's it.
Yeah. No, that makes sense though.
Yeah. Hey, well, you know what though? Granted, I wasn't very good at first. You know what? I'm not very. Nobody is.
Almost
right?
nobody is.
Yeah, like especially in games like that where everybody has a different kit and you got to learn their stuff.
Oh yeah, that's one of the hardest parts too. That's why, yeah, and for games like League of Legends, it's why people like at the bottom of the ladder are always yelling at each other because like you're trying to get into the game. But everyone's like, why don't you understand the game? And you're like, there are literally like 180. And they all have like 5 abilities. What do you want from me? Even if I studied, I wouldn't remember.
Sorry, first time I ever played this character.
I don't even
it's
know
gonna
my
be the
own
same
character.
If I played one character a day, it would be 6 months before I played them all.
Yeah.
If I played every day.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. Wow.
Well, if you can play Luna Snow at a competitive level, then you're pretty good. You're doing pretty good. You can do some major heals. You can save your team a lot. Her ult can totally save the team. It's crazy.
What are the characters currently in this Marvel?
In Marvel Rivals, there's a bunch.
Great.
Are you talking about Marvel Rivals or League of Legends?
No, Marvel Rivals.
Okay.
They
just introduced all the Fantastic Four.
Oh,
members.
Great. Nice. I was gonna say, do they have the Fantastic Four? But then I was like, that's got to be DC, right? No, it isn't. It isn't.
That's Marvel. Doctor Strange, Spider-Man. Oh, Spider-Man's cool. Like I've never. He is so mobile, as you would expect Spider-Man to be. With swinging around and doing.
Yeah, that's got to be fun. That's got to be so fun.
Yep. Surprisingly, though, Doctor Strange is a tank. I didn't figure that would happen.
Okay, that's not what I would
like
expect.
that, but yeah, but
oh, they got the thing.
6 Avengers.
Nice.
The what thing?
The thing.
Oh, the thing from the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. I guess I can't say it any other way. Yeah, from the Fantastic Four. Some X-Men. Nice. Oh, interesting. They don't have the roles listed as normal, so they've got Vanguard, Duelist, and Strategist.
Yes, the Vanguards are tanks, Duelists are DPS, and Strategists are supports.
Well, it's okay. I've never liked the term DPS. It grinds my gears.
Yeah, because it's damage per second.
It's damage per second. That's what that means.
Yeah.
Damage dealer is what they traditionally were called, and then all of a sudden people just start calling them DPS.
Who's your DPS? Yeah,
yeah.
I know. Who's your damage per second? It's a number.
It's a number. We all do it.
Is
What do you mean? What do you want? What's my? You said what's my? Sorry, you meant DPS. What's my damage per second? Sorry.
I love it. Yes.
They should call it at least HDPS, highest damage per second. But that wouldn't even be true because there are games where you have a support character or a tank that does more DPS than the damage dealers.
Oh, sure.
Like
in Overwatch, it's Moira.
Yeah.
Moira, always.
Mm-hmm.
Moira.
Yeah.
You get a DPS Moira in there.
Mm-hmm.
And, and like they always clean up, kill everybody.
Or
never heal anybody. But it doesn't matter because they're killing everybody.
Yeah. Quite a few of the tanks can do more damage than several of the damage dealers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they just spread, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
True. Here we are with our gaming. Don't Worry Wednesday gaming edition.
We did Big Christmas too. Do you want to go through these other topics?
Christmas/gaming edition.
We can get these other topics out of here. We got what is the Skibbity toilet lore? That's a topic from someone else.
Ah, yes.
Since we're talking about
games. You were wondering what Skibbity toilet lore is.
Yeah, since we're talking about games, we might as well go into this one.
But Skibbity toilet isn't gaming. That's like a YouTube thing.
Oh, okay. Well, it was in Fortnite.
A collection. It was in Fortnite. Yes, it was. And it still is. And I own the Skibbity toilet back bling, and I wear it sometimes.
Yeah. Good call.
Yeah. But Skibbity toilet is just a head in a toilet.
Okay.
Sticking out of a toilet.
Why is it Skibbity?
I don't know. Because he sings a song. Skibbity bop bop, skibbity dip, skibbity dip dip, yeah, something like that.
Got it. Very nice.
Yeah, because my kid was into it for like 7 minutes, and we watched like 50 of the episodes in 7 minutes because they're really short.
Wow. Dang. That's incredible.
Yeah, he was into it, man. And then he's like, check it out. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. And it's weird, you know, because there's this big battle between the Skibbity toilet people and then these other guys that have like film cameras for heads. And like, there's this huge battle between them all, and like they're fighting each other, and and I don't even know who won in the end. Does anybody know who won?
Does anybody win in the end?
Battle?
I mean, after watching that, do you even win yourself? You know, is it a loss? Not. Do you just take the loss and you move on in your life? You know, one of those things. Oh,
could be. I don't know.
Okay.
So anyway,
there we go. That's the Skibbity toilet lore.
Skibbity toilet lore.
I liked it. Thank you, Joe.
Done.
Boom.
You're welcome.
All right, next question. You ready?
Yeah.
I'll put this one on the screen because this one's a little bit longer.
It's weird.
Put a top. All right, here you guys go. In case you want to read along, this is the title is Joe win the Joe win Joe? This is from Joe. And it reads, is Joe win the Joe win Joe? Is
Joe win the Joe win Joe?
Is Jojo win the Jojo win Joe?
Is Joe win the Joe win Joe?
Yeah.
Joe win Joe. Joe win the Joe win Joe.
Joe win Joe.
Joe win Joe.
Joe win Joe. Oh, is Joe wen?
I have no idea what this means.
Is Joanne the Joe?
It sounds like probably what was happening is I was having an existential crisis.
Okay.
And so that happened.
That sounds right. That sounds like when you have an existential crisis. So here, I'm going to break this into pieces so that we can maybe get it. Is Joe.
Okay. Is Joe.
So.
Is Joe.
So Joe is Joe. Is Joe.
I is.
Yeah, you are. So does Joe exist when the Joe? Is one of these Joe the cup of Joe? Is it a double cup of Joe? Is that a JoJo?
No, this is all me. It's all me.
Is a double cup of Joe a JoJo, though?
Oh yeah.
So
Double
then
Joe.
we could say, does Joe exist when the double cup of Joe? When, Joe? When? Just answer the question. When are you gonna answer? I don't know. I don't know what this means. This is even hard. This is hard even for me to try to force to get right.
Decipher the question. And when, Joe? Joe, when? Always.
Always.
Is Joe? Yes.
Yes. Yes, always.
When the Joe, win Joe. When the Joe, win Joe. Always.
I have it.
Joe all the time.
Joe answered for himself.
At least that's for me. Like, I can't escape the guy. He's always there.
That's true. That's so true.
Always following me around.
Mm-hmm.
It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine what it'd be like to live with me?
Yeah. To some degree.
Dude.
I think he's a pretty cool guy.
You don't want that.
But he treats me differently than he treats Joe. So,
true.
Maybe I don't like that he treats his other friends worse than me. But,
I try to treat my friends nice.
Yeah, it's just that one guy that you don't treat very nicely. Joe.
Joe?
Not the other Joe. Not Joe Bohan.
But he's annoying.
Anderson.
But that dude, like, but that's because I gotta live with the guy.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll beat him up and stuff. Because he makes me upset.
Whoa.
He has all these weird mental hitches.
That sounds
He's got
very
all these
abusive.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't just yeah, it is. I'm very abusive to. Yeah. No, that's not okay.
But it's
okay,
worth
Joe.
it. It's worth it. Actually. I'm in this book. I'll show you the book. I have it right here. Cultivating virtue. Yes, and it's like self-mastery with the saints, right? So you got all these saints talking about all this stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what March is? You know what the virtue for March is?
Okay, well, we've got Lent, so I'm going to guess. Well, what are the? Actually, I don't know necessarily what they've classified the virtues as because there's many different classes.
Oh, well, we can go through them if you want. But,
which ones are they using?
August had a question.
Oh,
so the virtues they have in here. Real quick, I'll just go through this list. In August, we'll do your question, because that's a really good question. So all right, so January is perfection.
Wow.
February is humility.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I learned from that you're on the right track with your definition of humility, Ryan, but you're basically at the beginning of humility.
Okay. Well, that's a good introduction. Then.
Yes. Yes. Then March is mortification.
Nice.
Yeah, mortification. Have you been mortificated?
Mortified.
Yeah, and then we got patience, meekness, obedience, simplicity, diligence, prayer, confidence, charity, and union.
Interesting.
So yeah, so it's March, and it's all about mortification, and so yeah, self-abuse is just fine.
Well, I don't necessarily think that's probably the goal, but all right. I don't assume that self-abuse is the goal. I'd have to read the book, but
August, if you're here, your topic is good. I was wondering your thoughts on how to maintain a friendship on which you both have exact opposite likes and interest. Exact opposite. That's interesting. So like you all hate the things that the other person likes.
Wow.
And likes what the other person hates. Is that kind of thing?
Yeah. Is that the question? That's by the way, I hope you're still here, August.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Because it can happen, because a friendship doesn't have to be based on your likes and your interests. It definitely helps. It gives you more common ground.
Sure.
It's not hard, but discomfort. Yeah. Oh, it's not hate, but discomfort. Okay. So I don't know. I guess here's the thing. Ryan did this song called Life Might Take Us. And it's kind of the premise of this song is all about kind of just going with the flow and just letting things happen and understand you don't know what's happening next. So let's just go with it, right?
Hmm.
Is that kind of the idea?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure I didn't do it wrong. But yeah. So I mean, like, what did I say the other day? I said this was really mean, but I was like, the world's divided into two kind of people.
Oh.
Two kinds of people.
Uh-huh.
People that drink coffee and people that suck. And that's really bad because one of my closest friends doesn't drink coffee.
Yeah. Joe doesn't drink coffee.
I'm now Kratos? Kratos or Kratos?
Kratos.
Oh, it's because of my beard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so I think August says, I think both of our ways of reaching out is to share things we like with our friends. And that's why I feel it's been so much harder with this friendship. Yeah, I totally understand that. But here's the thing though. Because just because you don't like something right now doesn't mean you'll never like it. And it doesn't mean that you can't have your eyes opened to these experiences. And maybe you guys were put in each other's lives to expand, your tastes in things, right? And because if it's uncomfortable, what does Ryan say?
Embrace the awkward.
Embrace the awkward. So embrace that discomfort. Go into that discomfort and be like, what's the topic? The topic is in the chat. August was wondering, yeah, August says, I was wondering your thoughts on how to maintain a friendship on which you both have exact opposite likes and interests. And it's interesting because I've had really close friends where we don't seem to like the same things at all. But then what happens is we start to gain an appreciation for the things that the other people like, right? And I have this, it's not, I don't know, it's not like across the board. There's always a couple things that we could both like, but the cool thing is that you start to learn to like some of these things. You start to get into it. You seek to understand your friend and why they would like a certain thing, rather than just closing the door and saying, "No, I don't like that thing." Blah 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 blah. Okay, can't hang out with you. Oh, you only just got in. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
Well, Ryan just put the thing up here, up on there for you. So
Thanks, Alfonso.
But I have friends, and I like one of my kids. I'm a musician. I've been a musician forever, like my whole life, ever since I was little, and then just banging on stuff. And then, starting in, 5th grade when I was able to enter band, it's just been like nonstop. I've been a percussionist, and then I've learned other instruments, and it just keeps going and going and going. And I can't imagine life without playing music, right? No matter what instrument it is. I'm recently been picking up the bass guitar again, and I love it. But anyway, one of my sons is a really, really good athlete, and really, really good at basketball. And I'd never been into basketball, ever, 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 ever. And you'll never see me watching professional sports on TV. Like I have so many other things to do. Like I'll not do that. Like if I'm gonna have some leisure time, I'll play music, right? Or or something. But I'm not gonna watch a game on TV. But now I go to all these basketball games with my kid because he's playing, and I'm like, I want to be there. I want to see my kid, and I'm watching him improve, and I'm watching him get better. And now it gets me into the game enough where it's like, oh, I'm trying to start to understand this, and I'm seeing how he does things. And then he and I'll go to the gym and we'll play some basketball together, and he'll teach me some stuff, and I'll make him look really good because I'm bad at it, and he likes that. But it's just a matter of when you have a relationship with someone and your interests are that different, it really is a great opportunity. And rather than thinking of it as a burden and something that's hard, and I don't think you probably think of it as a burden. A friendship is never really a burden. Even when you go through struggles with that friend, even when you have some kind of fight or misunderstanding or whatever, because what that does is that plants seeds for growth. It plants seeds for growth, for reconciliation. And, after you reconcile, then the bond generally gets stronger, right? That's what reconciliation brings, a
Yes.
greater result than what you had before. It's growth. And so it's weird to think of it like that because we think, oh, conflict, it's uncomfortable. And you're right, it is. It's uncomfortable. It might hurt a little bit, might hurt a lot. But then when you can reconcile and you can get past that, you end up with an even stronger bond than you had before the misunderstanding or whatever, right? And you can kind of take that same principle and bring it in here and say, look, I have this friend, we don't like any of the same stuff, but we like each other, you know? And what you can do is you can take that and use it to grow. It's an opportunity for you to grow. Because now instead of just not liking something, then maybe you'll learn about it and start to figure out why you don't like it. Or maybe you'll start to get into it, kind of like I did with basketball with watching my kid. Now, I'll never probably be a good basketball player. I'll never be able to hang with him. He's always going to kick my butt. And that's great. Because he's like super training all the time, going crazy. And he's getting really good. But so but what it does is it helps me to appreciate these things. It helps me to appreciate basketball, which I never did before. I never really appreciated it till my son got into it, and now I've been watching him play. And I don't know, it's kind of cool. So, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's it's hard to look at it that way, especially in today's culture where, like likes and interests and things we have in common, that's like the thing. Like, oh, that's like grounds for divorce, like in people's marriages and stuff. Well, we're just, it's incompatibility, we're just not into the same stuff. And so we just figured we'd end it, While it's nice to have some common ground on things that you like together, it's also a very great opportunity to grow and to have a really strong bond with somebody when you have a lot of things not in common. And you can really enrich your life by experiencing some of those things. You get past the awkwardness and you get into, oh, I at least appreciate this thing. Okay. And then maybe you learn a little bit more about it. And then you find yourself, I actually kind of like this. It's kind of cool. And then you can go do that kind of stuff together. Like, I don't know. So anyway, I don't know. That's my thing. Alfonso says, I'm going to say something controversial. I don't like K-pop because they're so overrated. I have friends who are crazy diehard fans to the point of imitation. Okay. So you don't like K-pop, but you have friends that really do like K-pop. And what's that do? How's that work in your friendships with them? They say, I mean, you're still friends with them, right? It just becomes a time of, it might start with like an eye roll type of an idea, like, oh, here we go again. Like they're into the K-pop. Ugh, I listen to K-pop. I had a roommate one time who was so into Oasis. You know the band Oasis?
Barely.
From like back in the 90s, early 2000s and stuff like that. And he celebrated all their albums, and we'd sit down and hang out, and he'd always want to be playing Oasis. We're going to play some Oasis. It's like, really? Dude, like I've been listening to Oasis with you every day for like weeks. Can we play something else. Like, listen to this song and listen to the song when they released it, and then listen to this other version. It's like the B-side where it's like not. And you see the difference. And he's like so into it. I'm just like, wow, dude. I'm not into Oasis.
Wow, dude. I don't think I like any of that. I didn't like A or B.
Alfonso says, I kind of want to end that friendship because one person is unilaterally decided what to do with no place to object.
That would need a little bit more context, I think, for me to fully understand that.
Yeah, so I'm guessing unilaterally decided. Is that you who is unilaterally decided to not like K-pop, but you have no place to object to them liking K-pop? That is.
Okay.
Oh, they want you to pay for them. Pay for them to what?
To go to K-pop concerts?
To go to K-pop stuff?
Huh.
Or they want to like see now that's a little bit different. Because if you've got a friend that's a freeloader, I mean, and just wanting you to pay for all their stuff, I mean, I suppose that could be a kind of a tough relationship. If you got to always pay for stuff. I had another buddy in that same house. He didn't live with us. He didn't pay rent, but he actually lived with us for like 2 months. Buy the merch, the K-pop merch. Yeah. I don't know. Alfonso, this might be a time for you to learn how to set a boundary like that. Because it's not bad to say no.
Yeah.
And if you say no and they get mad and then end the friendship, I guess then you understand their character a little bit better.
Yeah. If a friendship is worth ending because one person likes K-pop and the other one doesn't want to buy the merch because they're not into it, I think there are misunderstandings about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So anyway, I don't know. That's my spiel. Ryan, you can take it away.
All right, I'll do my best.
Yeah.
August adds here, I get your point, Joe, about it being enriching for sure. I'm guilty about bonding most over similar interests and experiences, but I will definitely say I learned a lot from this friendship. Got it. Yeah, fair enough. That makes sense to me. Mm-hmm. And I think it's natural, right? It's natural to just you're naturally going to bond with people who are into the same thing with you because you can talk about the same thing and you have conversations.
That's how it is.
You can both be excited about the same thing, and that sharing of excitement, the sharing of emotion is something that is bonding, and that's a beautiful thing. But I think also to make a sacrifice of just being willing to do things you don't want to do is also a form of bonding that's very deep, and it's a form of love to some degree, right? I would say that I will add another thing. I mean, Joe didn't go in this direction. Maybe this direction isn't necessarily needed, but I would say it's sort of somewhat in lieu of what Joe said to Alfonso. There are times when there should be boundaries. For example, if someone's really into something and you're not into it, and the reason you're not into it is because you find that it's undignified or is immoral, it stomps on humanity, it's lustful, it's whatever, right? And I don't mean lust in just the sex area. I mean lustful in the grand scheme of anything that deprives one of their dignity, right? Of their value, of their worth, right? And uses another person or whatever it is, or uses an object and degrades themselves, right? Whatever it is. I think that there are bounds. There are things that you might dislike because you should dislike, and they might be into them, but that's no reason to necessarily say, okay, well, I want to continue this friendship, so I'll do them too. In fact, that's how people get in a lot of trouble, right? You have this people pleaser sort of feeling or whatever. Maybe it's not even people pleaser. It's just like, these are the people I know. These are the only people I have in my life. So I guess this is what they do. So I'll do it too. This happens. It happens a lot. And it's way more common than it should be, where people kind of just say, well, I don't think that's a good thing to do. But then over time, they start doing it themselves because, well, they want to fit in. They want to make sure that they're bonding with their friends and they're not abandoned or whatever, right? Because people's fear of abandonment is apparently not as strong as their fear of doing immoral things. So,
yes. I guess it depends on how starved you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not always the same story for everybody. There's all sorts of different. But in the end, I think that there are things that maybe people are into that you shouldn't be into. I mean, you want to keep an open mind. I mean, it could be just a style of music, and it's like, well, I'm not in that music, but you know what? I can listen to it with you. I can try to get into it. I can try to find what's good in it that I like. Try to really pay attention, be like, oh, I liked that part. That part was actually cool. And if you find those little nuggets, it'll open up the gate for you to like more different things, or finally even just come to like all of it, which I find happens. But there are cases where it's like, well, I'm not really into the whole, like, I don't know. It could be many things. Or I just don't want to. Like, a lot of things crossed my mind that were bad. Let's just.
There are a lot of bad things.
Yeah, let's just pick one that's a bit intense, and obviously probably no one practices here. I'm not really into that whole murder thing. I don't really want to murder people. It's like, that's what you're into. You're like into murder. I'm not into murder. I see like you like watching those, those things about like how they got away with it and so on and so forth. Like, it's just not my thing. Ick.
Anarchist cookbook on his shelf,
Yeah. Yeah. So there are things that are okay to say, to reject. You should have your bounds.
Sure.
But yeah, being open-minded, having the ability. So how do you maintain these friendships? Well, here's the thing. Friendships aren't only maintained by appreciating things out in the world. Friendships are maintained by appreciating the person that you're friends with, right? And so even if they are into things that you don't agree with, or if they're just into things that you just don't care for, you can appreciate the person and do your best to serve them in your friendship as they, like to help them as a human being. Like, friends help one another. They serve one another. They go out of their way for another. They attempt to make the best version of each other in one way or another by being the best version of themselves for the other person, right? These are things friends do. And you can absolutely, none of the likes or dislikes gets in the way of that. In fact, you can let your likes, your shared likes, get in the way of that. I've seen people who make their relationship about what they like together, and it causes a lot of problems because it's like there's more to that person than that one thing. And they only like each other when they're doing that one thing together, and then outside of that, they're like totally like you would never think they were friends,
Yeah.
I've seen that, and that's not pretty, right? And so it's much better to be the kind of person that says, well, yeah, we share this in common, but what I really like is you. I think you are cool. I appreciate these aspects of you, and I want to do my best to like highlight them and amplify them if I can. That's what friends do, right? If your friend is in trouble, it's like, if your friend is in trouble, he needs a ride home or something like that, right? His car breaks down, you need to go pick him up or something, right? Like, where do likes and dislikes fit into that? It's like, oh, if I get him in a car with him, he's going to ask to play K-pop on the ride. I don't want to deal with it. Like, really? Really? That's your bottom line? Of course, like,
you can always be like, look, my car, my stereo.
My car, my stereo, my songs.
My song.
And I choose silence. A song of silence.
Nothing.
No, that's the way I think about it. I mean, I share a lot in common with my friends. I do, but not all of them. And there are definitely things that I differ from them on. There's lots of things. Like,
Sure.
I mean, there are things that I'm like, I know I'm being a little ridiculous on, and usually if I know that, I'll settle down and be like, okay, I can learn to like that. There's no inherently evil thing about that thing. I can come to like it. I can not be so stubborn and be like, no, that's stupid. Blah 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 blah. Some people are like that. My brother's like that sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
My brother's like that sometimes. Like, if we talk
when
about
have you ever been like that, Ryan?
I don't usually. Yeah, I'm not usually like that, right? But
yeah. I mean, you might mentally take that stance, but you don't express it.
No, I don't express it. I'm pretty unexpressive about that. But here's the thing. Like, I think so. This is when I used to be hip before. I used to be a hipster before hipster was a term. Like, I used to be like very anti anything that was popular. I would just hate it. Anything that was popular, I would just hate it, because just by virtue of it being popular, it must be bad, right? And then I ended up having a relationship with a gal who was into a lot of stuff that was popular, and she would share it with me, and I'd be like, okay, I can't sit here and just denounce everything because I respect her and I respect her taste in things. If she likes me, then she probably likes other things that are good, right? So I let some of that go, I let some of that go, and I opened myself up to being open to material that I was otherwise not. So then I was like, oh, you know what? Some of these songs aren't bad. There's a popular song that I came to really, really like. I still like it to this day. Unwritten. I think it's by Asha something, I don't know. Anyways, Unwritten. It's a good song. And it's a pop song. And before that, I was like, I hate all pop songs, right? But I found I enjoyed it, and then that opened me up to enjoy more pop songs. Am I a big proponent for pop songs today? No, still not really. Mainly because of their messaging. Mainly because it's usually like 90% of the time about sex, and then like 10% of the time about bad relationships, let's say. So,
and then the rest of them are the love songs that are sappy and gross.
That's part of the bad relationships.
Oh.
Yeah. No, sometimes.
Well, but they're singing about a good relationship, and it's all gross.
Yeah, sometimes they do that.
Like songs you gotta cover for people at weddings and stuff.
Ooh.
Like, really? You better be paying me.
You better be paying. I am paying you. Well, I'll do all of them for free, but this song will cost money.
That's right.
Yeah, definitely not worried about ending the friendship, August says, just enriching it since interests may not be the best avenue entirely. Right. So what kind of avenues can you take? And that's a good question. I mean, you might find that you guys have fun time debating, though maybe not. I definitely know some relationships where they never share views about anything, but they're like great friends, and they talk about all of it, and they just like, they love the battle and are happy with not agreeing. But they're always in this conquest of like, I'll get them to understand one day. You could have a friendship like that. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. But really, it's about, I think having a good friendship is about loving your neighbor, right? Loving your neighbor. And so what does that look like? How do you carry that friendship out? That's being around them, being willing to endure their insufferables, right? Endure to some extent. Be willing to engage them in things that they like, right? That's coming down to their level, if it's down or up, whatever it is, But when I think of like children, if you're a parent or an uncle or anything, and you have children, or even just an older sibling, you come to the occasion where this little child is playing with toys in a way that it's like, I'm a grown-up, I don't think that way, like, playing, if I was to play with toys like they're playing with toys, I'd be bored out of my mind. It's like, yeah, but they're like 1 and they're learning their faculties. They're like learning how to like pick things up and move them. And so what you do is you come down to their level and you play with them. And you know what happens? You end up having a good time. Why? Because you can see their expressions. You can watch them grow real time. You can see them shape as a person, as an individual, and like you can celebrate their victories, and you see yourself get excited for them. And that can be like your friendship. It's not necessarily that you're coming down to them because they're a child. It's more so that you just have different experiences and different tastes. But you can go out of your way to say, you know what, I'm willing to try this taste out, you know, and see what's good about it that I like. But more so, I'm willing to go into this with them so that it delights them, and watch how it delights them. Watch them as a person change and grow. Watch them as a person as they're delighted, and that delight, like their delightment is delight in me. Makes me feel delighted, right? And so that's what I would suggest. Even if you don't if you're looking for activities to do or things to talk about, I think it's great to do your best to go into like just do the things that they're willing to do, and celebrate that. And maybe you'll see that they might do the same for you. They might not, but they might. You know, I have a wife, and there aren't very many times that we like despise doing something. In fact, neither of us really truly despise doing very much at all. But we're very much willing to go like, oh, that's what you want to do? Let's do that. Even if it's not necessarily something that we're amped to do ourselves, right? You know, she's not as much of a gamer as I am, but she's very, very good to me at being willing to play games. And sometimes she wants to play games, and that's cool. Sometimes she just doesn't really care to, but she does anyways. And that's really kind and really awesome of her, right? And so that's a really good example. Yeah. So I would suggest doing that. Doing the things if you want something to talk about or something to do in your friendship to keep it alive, to keep it lively, right? To keep it moving. Because if you kind of just stop talking, obviously your friendship, well, it's not going anywhere. You know, doesn't feel very alive. Yeah, I would recommend just indulging them in whatever things that they feel or would like to do or whatever, and seeing how it goes. As long as it's not necessarily something that you find immoral, right? I mean, there are definitely things that you need to set boundaries on. So, and if they're asking too much of you, like for example, Alfonso's case, where they're like, well, you buy merchandise for me. Well, you could draw a hard line, you know, and be like,
like
I love seeing you joyful and like happy, but like this relationship is not about me spending money on you. You know,
right.
It's like yeah. There's a lot to be said here, but yeah, to require me or to ask of me that is, I think, a little bit. I don't know. Feel like some lessons need to be learned on maybe both of our sides. But
well, Alfonso says, you know, they already set a boundary. They threw cringy tantrums, but still friends. But we don't hang out often. We don't hang out much.
Yeah, that's fine.
And that's probably good. You can, you know, sometimes friendships, you know, you'll kind of distance yourself a little bit. And oh man. Oh. Somebody just walked through your room. I don't know who that was.
Really? Where? What?
Yeah, it was like a ghost.
Wow. Spooky.
It was very quiet.
It's very quiet. In and out.
In and gone. And yeah. So anyway, but August, I think you're definitely right here. Definitely not worried about ending the friendship, just enriching it, since interest may not be the best avenue entirely. And yes, you're absolutely right. Oh, you saw a wild neon sign.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Or maybe that was somebody else.
I don't know who else it would have been.
I mean, could have been a relative. Could have been
Yeah.
Dr.
You
Mario.
guys are relatives
Yeah, true. Well, probably
by
not
law.
Dr. Mario. By law and by covenant.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, law and covenant.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
Covenant and contract.
so yeah, because you can. Here's the thing: you've come to a good conclusion here, August. Because yeah, you know, you can love someone regardless of interests. You know, you can spend time with people regardless of interests. It takes a little bit of sacrifice on your part, and that's not a bad thing to learn either. To learn how to sacrifice, right? Because if we just go and want what we want and get what we want all the time, then we turn into spoiled brats and we become very, very self-focused, right? But if we can learn to sacrifice and we can learn to let go of what we might want, you know, for the sake of another person, that helps us. It builds us. It helps us become more of an outward looking person. It can help us improve our mental health. Now, granted that it's like Ryan was talking about is not something that's, you know, illegal, immoral, or, you know, unethical or whatever, you know, like, you know, if it's just stuff that's neutral or whatever, you know, then there's no harm in it. And actually, there can be some great goods that come from it. You can grow, can learn to sacrifice, and that then takes your focus off yourself and actually makes you feel better in a lot of ways about your life. When you can learn to do that, it's one of the things about like when you learn to give of yourself or to give up something for the sake of another person. It's one of the most, I don't know, it's one of the ways that I've seen my own and other people's mental health and emotional health improve dramatically.
Mm.
Because then we're looking at that other person and, you know, we're serving them, we're sacrificing for them. And that's true. That's one of the truest forms of love you can get. You know, when you do that sacrifice. So anyway, I got a whole nother spiel I could go into that I'm not going to. I'm just going to turn it back over to Ryan because everybody's going to be mad at me if I go into it. So Ryan.
Well, great. Good avoid there. I don't have anything else though. I don't have anything else. I think that's all I got.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Thanks, August. Thanks for the topic.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah.
What else we going to talk about?
I don't know. We got
Who
30
else
minutes.
is here wants us to talk about something? We got 30 minutes. We can talk about some stuff.
There's no new topic, so
definitely need to improve with sacrifice for love. Lots to learn. Yeah, I understand. August,
you're amazing.
You're a Christian, right? But not Catholic, if I remember correctly.
Sure. I'm not sure. I thought that.
Yeah. Well, August, thank you. Thank you for the topic, man. Thank you. Okay.
Yep, okay.
Cool. So then, all right. One thing, see, now this isn't built into your church, like what sacrifice is built into the mass in Catholicism, right? And there's this whole notion, hey, turn this TV off, turn this TV off.
Oh, no.
In the mass, there's this time when there's like, you know, they have the bread and the wine that's been turned into Jesus, and so they're offering it on the altar, right? Offering it as a sacrifice, as a gift to God. They're offering the Son of God to God, right? That's like part of the mass. And what we do in during that time is we offer ourselves at the same time. Like we in a very prayerful, meditative state, you're offering yourself to your creator. along with, the sacrifice the priest is doing on the altar. And when you learn to do that, so you can take meditations and a lot of times you can offer things that are problems for you. You can offer pain that you are experiencing, whether it's physical, emotional, whatever, and just be like, I offer this as a sacrifice. And when you do that, it's amazing the feeling you can get afterward. It's amazing. I don't know, you feel much more connected to the world around you. And you feel there's a lot more peace when you can learn to offer yourself for the sake of another. Because it takes your mind off yourself, your wants, your all that kind of stuff. We always get charged up when we're looking to what we want and when we're not getting what we want. And then we get upset because I didn't get what I wanted and blah, 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 right? And and it turns into this thing. And then if we keep at it and stay in that cycle, we end up becoming more and more frustrated and our lives have less and less peace. But when we can learn to let go of ourselves and who we are, what we are, and be like, look, when you can let go, there's peace. It's pretty amazing. So, sorry, I went on a spiel.
No, that's good.
Mustard!
I
don't know if that came through or not.
It did until the very end. It did. Yeah,
Thank you, August.
Yeah. Shoot, I had a thought about what you were saying. Now it's gone. Yeah. Well done. Chef's kiss. Beautiful.
Thanks,
well, whatever
August.
it was,
You're
it's
awesome.
gone now, so. Oh, well. Yeah, thanks, August.
You let it go. You sacrificed your thought
to
listen to my thoughts.
That's so true.
Oh, Ryan, you're so sweet.
Yeah, well, everything that was coming out of your mouth was candy.
Man, oh man.
For the ears.
Wait till I start spitting my coffee spit. That's bitter, not sweet.
Oh, but I can't have coffee, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, I can, but I gave it up for Lent.
You're just not.
That's right.
Having coffee.
That's right.
That's a you thing, man. That's not.
Yeah.
Sounds like a you problem.
Well, it's like, I mean, people who have like anaphylactic seizures from peanuts or whatever, it's not like they can't have peanuts. They can have peanuts at least once.
Yep, that's it. Hey, see you later, Alfonso. Thanks for joining us while you're at work.
Yeah, thanks for spending some time with us.
Stop in again. And yes, I agree with Savage. Coffee's too good. Like, I could never. That's not something I would give up for Lent. Actually, wow. I did go for a while not drinking coffee. I weaned myself off it for a little while. It was a few years ago. I think it was like 2021 or something like that. And so I weaned myself off the caffeine addiction. Because caffeine addiction is terrible.
Yeah.
Like the withdrawals are terrible. The headaches. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I've never had any of those.
Yeah, well, that's then good. You're not an addict.
Right. Well, yeah.
So it's fine. But yeah, the withdrawals from caffeine addiction really, really suck. And so I kind of like stepped down, and then finally got to the point where I didn't drink any coffee for like a few months. And I survived. And I was really surprised. Wow. And now I live off of this stuff, man. I can't remember the last day where I had less than 3 cups of coffee.
Well, I mean, you're getting your fiber, so that's good.
Yep.
Yeah. I actually started drinking coffee because of Lent.
Because of Lent?
Yep.
You started drinking coffee because of Lent?
Right.
Wait, I'm looking like Joe Rogan.
No.
Cool.
Joe Rogan has a third eye in his head, right?
Does he? Oh, that's the picture.
Yeah.
The picture of his podcast.
Yeah.
The Joe Rogan experience.
That's an experience,
Yeah, that's
right?
It's
Yeah.
it's an experience. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You are right.
So, anyways, um, honestly, so when I was not really into coffee, I would have it every once in a while. I grew up with coffee, in my life, but not very much. Just like once a week or less. Sometimes once a month. Sometimes, once every 2 months. But um, uh, during Lent one year, I was like, people really like this coffee stuff, God. I think that's great. So, and I do quite a few things for Lent usually. I give up some things and I take some things on, right? But I was like, for the sake of everybody, God, I hope that there's some kind of coffee in heaven. I'm going to, for my Lent, I'm going to start drinking coffee only on Saturdays and Sundays. And on the other days, I will not drink it. And then I would celebrate life. I would celebrate the covenant. I would celebrate God and all that stuff with coffee. And so then at the end of the Lenten period, I trained myself that coffee is like for celebration and it feels good and it's a nice thing to do and it gets you excited and and it tastes good. And then after Lent ended, I was like, well, I've got 50 days of celebration because it's Easter. So I'm going to drink coffee for 50 days, I guess. This is great.
Every day, 50 days of coffee.
And the idea was like to celebrate it for the rest of the humanity because humanity loves coffee, even if I wasn't really into it. I just kind of doing it for everybody else. Everybody else's sake because they didn't give it up. So I'll give it up for them, anyways. Then I got into coffee after drinking it for 50 days more. And I haven't really stopped very much since. Every year, though, since then, I always give coffee. So it's been... And I've never gotten any of the headaches or anything like that. And there are days that I don't...
Well, you're lucky. You're lucky. Wait, what?
I'm looking on that front.
The Joe Anderson experience with Ryan C. Walrus.
C. Walrus? I forgot how to spell your name. No, that was it.
I forgot how to spell your name.
That was it.
And spelled Joe's name wrong, too. Yes, it's funny. You used the other Anderson.
Anderson.
Okay.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
S-O-N. It's
Yeah.
S-O-N.
Anderson.
Anderson. Yes, Anderson. So, yeah, but hey, we get it. It's
hey.
Okay.
Close enough. We got both the lessons wrong.
Y'all ever have the impulsive decision to buy a 357 Magnum? No, I've never had that impulsive decision. That impulsive desire. Not that I would never own a gun. It's just that my impulsive desires have never included guns.
Yeah.
They've included swords.
That's great. I've had an impulse to buy a sword before. Yeah, I have had that. Never had an impulse to buy a gun, though.
Yeah. Swords, knives, other weapons. 357 seems cool. I don't think I've ever shot one.
I believe it'd be illegal where I am right now to get one.
Are firearms illegal in Australia?
I think a 357 Magnum, whatever that is, would likely be.
It's a handgun.
And you can have hunting
little
guns,
handgun.
hunting rifles and stuff.
Wait, 357 Magnum is a revolver? Okay. I didn't even know. How smart am I? Learn something new every day.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about. I don't know what the gun laws here are in Australia, but I don't have any guns to worry about it. Let's see. What are the gun laws in Australia? Owning and possessing a fire alarm. Sorry, a fire alarm. Owning guys.
It's illegal to have a fire alarm.
A fire alarm is an illegal. Oh my goodness! Now who knew, right? That's incredible. Owning. Okay, hold on. Let's fix this real quick. Oh, come on. Oh,
what?
Got it.
What's happening?
My webpage got lost. Okay.
Oh.
It says, in Australia, owning and possessing a fire alarm is highly regulated. requiring a license demonstration, a genuine reason for ownership, and registering each firearm. So that's the same as America. Self-protection is not considered a genuine reason for firearm ownership. Oh, so you can't own a fire alarm for self-protection. You can only get a fire alarm for guessing.
Fire alarm?
Mm-hmm. Genuine reasons.
You can only get a fire alarm for protection. Right? I mean, that's
you
what
can't.
the fire alarms are for.
No, you can't.
Oh, you can only hunt with fire alarms?
I don't know what they're for.
What do
you have to have
detecting fire in your house.
You
and
have to have.
You. So you...
It says you need a genuine reason to get a license for owning a fire alarm. So
a firearm, or a fire alarm.
We're talking about a firearm, Joe, but I'm.
You keep saying fire alarm.
Yes, I am. I am saying fire alarm.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'm not, maybe I won't trigger YouTube.
Oh, that's I gotcha. That's what we're trying to do.
Well, no, it was an accident at first, but now we're running with it. maybe I won't trigger YouTube's thing if I say fire alarm. Who knows? Or maybe just the word fire gets them.
Yeah.
I wonder what the reasons that are, because I don't think hunting is one unless you're like, it's your job. Oh, genuine reasons. Here we go. Oh, and I just closed it. Found it. Genuine reasons are support/target shooting. Support means, but target shooting. Recreational hunting. Primary production. That is. Pest control.
Yeah.
Business or employment. Rural occupation. Animal welfare. And firearm collector.
Wait, so you can be a collector, but you can't have it for self-defense?
Apparently. Well, I don't think you're allowed to use a gun in self-defense. Let's find out.
Interesting. Okay, so here we go. Let's see if this shows up on the screen. Maybe
that looks like a chicken.
There we go.
That's called a chicken gun.
That is a 357. I just got it sent to me.
I'm sorry if I ruined it for you, but that is a chicken.
Oh yeah, okay.
Do you see it?
No.
That's a bird.
That is not I don't see it.
Look at the handle.
Well, what about the handle? Oh. It's more of a quail.
Yeah, it's like a quail. That's exactly what it is. That's a quail gun.
Like a gamble quail.
That's a quail gun.
Or partridge.
Yeah, I was thinking partridge, but I said chicken. Because chicken was... I mean, all the birds are just chickens.
Yeah, right?
Look at all those chickens.
Silly chickens. What about pistol whipping? Is that using a gun in self-defense? Depends.
Pistol whipping?
Are they being aggressive toward you and and then you pistol whip them?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Or do you just run up to somebody and pistol whip them? Because then it's an act of aggression. It's not self-defense.
Well, I'm guessing you'd get in a lot of trouble because here's the thing. It is not legal to use a gun for self-defense in Australia. So that means
Interesting.
Even if you hit someone
so if
with
somebody
a gun,
comes,
you can't, like, you could just hit him with the gun. That's an illegal offense because you're not allowed to use a gun for self-defense.
So if somebody who's breaking the
with
law, if somebody who breaks the law comes to you and attacks you with a gun, you cannot use a gun to defend yourself.
Correct. It is also illegal to carry or possess a gun for self-defense. Yes. So, yeah.
Interesting.
There you go. In Australia, you are not within your right. You are getting shot at just because someone's trying to kill you.
Back.
To pull the gun that you actually have for legal reasons and shoot back.
That makes it illegal.
Yeah, it's illegal.
Makes your legal gun illegal.
Yeah, it turns your legal gun into an illegal gun.
Wow.
There you go.
That's interesting. Laws are crazy, man.
Yeah, they are.
I'd be interested to see the gun crime rate.
Yeah, I'm wondering too. I was just thinking that same thing.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
don't have to
think
look it up if you don't want to.
I'm just gonna. In Australia, firearms related to deaths primarily involve suicide, 77%. That's self-defense. Yeah, it is. That's illegal. It is. It is though. With a
So if you don't succeed, do you get thrown in prison
I assume so.
for attempted?
For attempted. Anyways, with a significant lower percentage attributed to homicides, which are 15%, and accidents, which are 5%. But yeah, that did not give me a statistic you were looking for.
Mm-hmm. We don't worry about laws in the U.S. of A. I'm sure. Yeah, man. I'm a respectfully disagree. There's so much litigation going on in the U.S. Crazy. We're almost too worried about laws sometimes. Is suicide self-defense? Yes. Wise words of Ryan in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
No, that's suicide. Shooting at yourself. That's the self-defense.
Shooting at yourself is self-defense?
Yeah, because you're attacking yourself. And then you're
So
attacking the attacker.
if you shoot at yourself who is shooting at yourself.
Yeah.
I'm going to fight both sides of this equation, and I'm the only guy in it. Like that, what?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
no.
gosh.
Well, now now we said the word suicide, now that I think about it, so now Google's going to flag us.
We're totally flagged.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're going to get canceled.
So it says this. Australia firearm-related homicides rate was 0.103 per 100,000 people, according to Wikipedia. This is much lower than the United States, where the rate is 12 deaths per year per 100,000 people. So 0.1 deaths per year per 100,000 people compared to 12 deaths per year.
Because America, we're crazy about guns, apparently.
Well, I think we have a lot. I mean, I don't think it has anything to do with the laws. I think it has everything to do with.
I don't think so either.
How people are getting their guns and the kind of people that are getting their hands on guns.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Like a lot of people who end up with like a lot of killing stuff, not even by people who legally own guns, by people who illegally own guns. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then they do illegal things with those guns.
Yeah.
So my goodness, we're getting all demonetized right now.
Yeah, we
even
talked
though we
about
were never monetized in the first place. We were talking about guns.
Right.
We're talking about we're gonna get struck. YouTube's gonna be like, you guys canceled. It's like, fine, cancel me, Gen Z me, man. Come on, cancel.
What does Gen Z have to do with cancel?
Because that's who came up with cancel culture and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
It started because of you wanting a 357 Magnum.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Savage, it is from an Eminem song. You're right.
357 Magnum?
Too sharp. No, Gen Z me.
Oh.
He says Gen Z me, bro.
I don't quite understand how that's related to culture, cancel culture.
Because it's mostly Gen Z that's, doing all the canceling. They're like canceling people. Remember? You know how they do that? They like cancel you if you don't agree with their wokeness or whatever.
That's not Gen Z.
Yeah. Or is that millennials?
Okay, the people that are
I
canceling.
figured it's Gen Z.
Okay, you can only truly cancel someone if you are inside of a business that has a social media, like, so Google cancels people. Google is not filled with Gen Z people because Gen Z people aren't old enough yet to really be running Google.
Well,
Same
see, now,
thing
but you're
with
talking
same thing
about
with
being
Twitter, same
canceled,
thing
like
with
when you cancel
MSN,
a
same
show or whatever, right?
that's all.
But like you get all these people all in an uproar about you, and so they all like boycott you and cancel you, right? They
Oh,
say,
you're
"Oh, you're
talking. Okay,
canceled."
gotcha. So you're talking about like, got it. So you're talking about like people who are, yeah,
I'm saying
raving
like
and
take your show off the air,
boycotting.
take your account or take your account down or whatever.
Got
That's
it.
not what I'm talking about.
Ah, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
You can strike either chords. Both are strikeable.
Yeah. Just don't do it on your bass. It'll sound weird. You just do single notes on bass as much as you can. Unless you want some
Yeah.
kind of thick mud.
Yeah, thick mud for sure. Real thick. I mean, I've heard it. It only works if like no one else is playing, and you just want that thick mud.
Yeah. Sometimes it's called for.
Mm-hmm.
Many times not.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Anyways, I don't think we have another topic, so
Nope. And we only got 8 minutes anyway.
8 minutes.
We can just hang out. We can hang out and have some fun.
Unless
Unless maybe we just cut it off early because we started it early.
Oh, we started 10 minutes early, guys, but not really.
We did.
I mean, we pushed it live 10 minutes, but
Yeah.
we weren't actually here for it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's... Honestly, I don't think we've ever gone under. We always at least hit the 2-hour mark. Well, I guess if we start late.
have.
Oh, we got a topic.
What?
Yeah.
No. We don't have time to do it today.
No, we don't have time to do it today. We got it 21 minutes ago. We would have had time.
Right, we got a topic.
Would have had a topic. We would have been able to get into it. We would have been able to get to it. Too. We had seen it on time.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Oh, wait. Okay. Looks like it's about love languages. It looks like. Oh, boy. Submitted by Anonymous.
Ah. I actually, if they're talking about I don't know, the Red Book Love. Not sure what that is.
I don't know the Red Book.
I know the love languages by Gary Chapman.
Gary Chapman. They're probably the same.
Probably the same.
It's kind of universal. 5 love languages.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We can cover this topic, Anonymous. We can cover this topic for you next Wednesday.
Yeah. I'm gonna look up Red Book Love language. Sorry. The only thing that comes up is the 5 love languages.
Yeah, it says Chapter 7 of the Red Book Love Languages.
Oh, got it. There is a 5 love languages that is a red-colored book, but it's also still by Chapman.
It's the Gary Chapman one? Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll be able to do that. We know the 5 love languages.
Yeah,
and,
I read that thing.
We can talk about that.
I think that's the only book I've ever read through my life straight through.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Well, I probably read other books straight through, but I'm not talking about like things like Hop on Pop and other wow, my brain today.
1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish.
Things like that, yeah.
I will not eat them, Sam I am. Mm-hmm. I will not eat them with a goat. I will not eat them by a boat. I will not, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those ones.
Other than like kids' books, that's the only book I think I like.
Reminds you of It Takes Two. Yeah, It Takes Two. Crazy game.
Oh.
Speaking of games, I came across Actually, me and Savage this weekend, we came across this game that is crazy. It's called Stranova.
Sounds familiar.
It's like, oh, see you later, Manglios.
Bye.
Stranova. Yeah, exactly, Savage. It's okay. So it's like it's a shooter, right?
Okay.
And it's third person, so it's kind of like Fortnite in that regard. But each person has their own like abilities and their own weapons, and actually, so it's a little bit like Overwatch. And the missions are a little bit like Valorant and Overwatch. There's like Valorant type missions, Overwatch type missions, but the
Anime.
art is like Genshin.
Yeah, it's like anime. Nice.
Yeah. Valorant, Overwatch, Fortnite, and Genshin. Yes.
Oh my gosh, it really does look like Genshin. I'm looking at this one
Yep.
screenshot that looks like they. Wow, that person looks like a Genshin character. Jeez.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
they copied the
pretty
style
fun.
exactly.
Yep. So it's basically that. All these, you got these.
That's a crossover.
Yeah, you got all these, anime waifus with guns.
Yeah. Okay.
Shooting
Fair
other
enough.
anime waifus and going on these missions where you got a payload to protect, and you got, everybody's got abilities and such. And yeah, it's crazy.
I can already hear it in my head. All the anime girls making their anime grunts and mac and cheese sounds.
Oh yeah, anime grunts and mac and cheese, man.
I can hear it.
Audrey and Min are the best, says Savage. That might be true. Audrey's pretty fun. Audrey's got this turret gun that she stands behind, and just like Bastion, old Bastion, when he would just camp out in one spot, turn into a Gatling gun and just
yeah.
She's got one of those types of abilities.
Are they best girl or are they best characters? The difference.
Wifey Bastion on payload.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, it was fun. It was a fun game.
Yeah, that's good.
Not that we're here to just promote games, but it's like, hey, we had a lot of gaming talk this episode.
Yeah. Fun. That's right.
I like gaming.
Gotta grind more.
Yeah.
They got a reward system for grinding?
You can get stuff. I mean, there's and I mean, it's like any game. It's free to play, so obviously it has the potential to be the most expensive game you could ever play.
Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah.
They got a battle pass. They got a luxury pass. They got a, whatever. They got a couple different things. They got different skins, and the shop rotates and whatever.
As far as I remember, at least, I've never done a battle pass in my life.
Wow.
Yeah. Never.
I got one up on you then, man.
I've never looked at a battle pass and said, I need that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not about needing. It's not about needing.
Okay, hold on. Let me change it. I never looked at a battle pass and thought, I want that enough to buy it. I just look at it and like, nah.
That's okay.
I can say like, oh, I want that. I want those things, but it's fine without it. I'm good.
Yeah. Cool. Hey, see you later, Saole. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chilling with us.
Baby Metal.
Very nice.
See you. They were so cute. Baby Metal was so cute at the end of their show. They're like, see you.
I bet it was adorable. Yes,
it was. Well, cool.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. Well, we ran the full length of our show.
We did.
I got nothing to give. You have anything to say?
I love you guys.
That's great. I love you guys too. You guys are great.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging with us. We got to perform.
Yes.
With them?
With Baby Metal. Savage's got a band idea named Hat Sack.
Okay. Hat Sack. All right.
To perform with Baby Metal.
I'll be interested in hearing what Hat Sack has.
We'll see if they're still around. when, yeah, I don't know. Baby metal's been around for quite a while now.
Yeah, they have been. They have been, actually.
Let's see how long they last.
Well,
see if they'd be all in their grandma outfits doing.
I could see that. I could see that. I could actually. Yeah. That'd be great.
Wouldn't it?
Pumpkin. Old grandma's up there. Yeah. Yes. Amazing. I want to see it. All right. Now Baby Metal's got something to live up to. Grandma Metal.
That's right. Grandma Metal. Yeah.
Grandma Baby Metal.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. I love it. Beautiful.
Cool. Well, thank you guys. We love you.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Yes, with their walkers indeed. I'm hoping for. All right. Bless you guys. Have a good one.
Yep.
Peace.
All right. We'll see you later.
All right. Bye-bye.